This is my sound engine demo. I declared some classes. They are sound buffer and sound sample. Sound sample class is used to store a raw data set and a raw data for audio file, and it also stores the format of the wave audio file. Sound buffer class is used to store X-audio2 buffer, and it also points to the corresponding sound sample. And I use a double linked list to control and manage sound buffer and sound sample. This delink manager, they are abstract classes, and sound buffer manager is derived from abstract manager class. Sound sample manager is also derived from manager class, and the sound buffer is derived from delink class. Sound sample is also derived from delink class. And in manager class, I define some methods for the operation of double linked list, like add to front, add to last, insert before, insert after, and find and remove. And I also declared a class named sound voice. This class is used to store X-audio2 source voice, and also used to store callback, and it also has a pointer which points to a sound buffer. And next, this is a game. This game main thread, and here I define a global array which stores the name of each audio file. And in update method, I just test the keyboard. If the space key is pressed, then I just trace out a message, and then I begin to load 8 audio files. So here, use a loop to load audio files and create a sound sample for each audio file. And I also create a sound buffer for each sound sample. After that, I just set ready to true, so the audio thread can begin to play audio. This is the audio thread. Here, the audio thread is just checking if eight audio files are stored in memory. So if it's ready, returns true. That means loading memory is okay. So the audio thread can continue to play audio. And here I just set a buffer. I use the 8 sound buffer, and I use a single source voice, and in each callback, I will submit a new buffer to the same source voice. So here I declared an array of sound buffer, and then I put this array into the voice callback class, and then I create a single sound voice class instance. Then after that, I just put the pointer of sound voice class back into the callback in order that I can call the source voice in callback class. And here I just set volume because volume is 80%, so I just set 0.8 to volume variable, and I declares appends 0.0, 1.0, and minus 1.0. This means center, right, and left. And I just set volume and then change pen to center, and I began to play. And in this loop, just check if the playing is check if audio playing finished. If it doesn't finish, it just a loop, and if it finishes, it break out from the while and stop the sound voice, and the audio thread end. And in this loop, I just wait 10 seconds, then I change current pen, and then continue to play the audio file. So because every 10 seconds apart, I change the pen, so the audio that is playing will change its pen automatically. And this is my voice callback method. In this voice callback method, I defined finish flag, an array of sound buffer, and the size of sound buffer, and the current index of sound buffer, and X audio to source voice. And in onstream end, I just set the finish variable as true. And on buffer end, I just increment the current index. And if it is greater or equal to 8, I just set it back to 0. So and I just increment the current index, and if index is greater or equal to or greater than the size of buffer count, which means the last audio is played and return. And this is if the current index points to the last audio named end audio file, I just set this flag to the X audio to buffer flag, so that such that after playing this new buffer, the whole playing will finish. And here I just submit a source buffer, put the new buffer into the source voice. And here, when each buffer starts, I just print out the audio name to the output window. And so next, let's demo my run, and let's run my demo. Now this game thread, and at this time I doesn't trigger my audio play, and now I press the space key, and the audio playing will be triggered. Okay, now intro is played, and then A is played, and then now a pen is center. And now a pen is right, and A to B is playing. Pen is right, and now pen is left, and B is playing. And now the pen is center, and C is playing. And now C2A is playing, and now end is playing, and it's the pin is right. Okay, it's end. So all the 8 audio files is played. All the audio files have been played, and the audio thread ends. That's all. Thank you.